Okay, here we go. Are you ready?
5,
4, 3, 2, 1! Oh my gosh, Happy New Year to you as well. Listen, if you're like me, you've got some resolutions and you're looking forward to 2022 and you're asking, what should I have done different? What do I need to do in 2022? And check it out. In today's video, I'm gonna talk about the 3 reasons why you got to get in the game of real estate. Make sure you don't miss the boat. Come on.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Man, I gotta tell you, I love New Year's. I love everything about resolutions. I love everything about the end of one year, the start of the next year. Years ago, my wife and I actually were downtown New York City. We actually watched the ball drop. It was such a great experience because I think outside of Christmas, my favorite holiday in the entire year is New Year's. In fact, for me, it's almost like it's every single day. That's how serious I am about my goals and resolutions. And as you reflect on this last year, you either got around to those big financial moves, those big hairy goals, you either did some investing or you didn't. And I want to ask you right now, do you wish you had done more or are you looking back feeling pretty satisfied? Because I got to tell you, 2022 is a whole new year. And in 2022, there are 3 major reasons to keep investing. And if you missed out this last year, you're not going to want to miss out on this year. I think resolutions, first and foremost, sometimes get a little bit of a bad rap because what's it like when you make a New Year's resolution and you're on it for like a few weeks? And then if you do what most people do, you kind of forget about your goals. You think, oh yeah, I got some time, you procrastinate. We kind of fall off the bandwagon. And as a result, it's like, geez, what's the purpose? Every year I make resolutions. They don't even work anyway.
Every day, I am gonna do one thing I have never done before. That, my friends, is my New Year's resolution.
Which is why for me, it's not an annual process. New Year's resolution is almost like a new day resolution, a new week resolution, a new month resolution. I'm always revisiting on a daily my resolutions because I want to keep focused and on them. And if you're really serious about having the financial life that you believe you deserve, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the steps of becoming a financial genius is making sure you're a subscriber on this channel. And then beyond that, it's making sure that you keep super focused on your goals because we get what we think about most and we get what we practice daily, which means it can't be an annual resolution. It's got to be on the daily. Before I jump in and talk about the 3 main reasons why you want to be investing in 2022, I just want you to understand something. I became financially free because I stayed really focused on this goal of wanting to be financially free. I acquired mentors, they gave me real estate strategies, and then the most important thing I did was I pulled the trigger. I invested, I took the risk, I took the leap of faith, and I built a portfolio. And because I had great mentors, it turned out really, really well. And it was the best thing I ever did. I've been now financially free for the last 15 years. I've been able to travel all across the world. My wife and I live in these multi-million-dollar homes. We get to take our kids on private planes and do really cool things. We do philanthropic work that has become one of the most meaningful things for me and my family, my kids, my wife and I. You know, resolutions I think are actually a really big deal. And as you look back on this last year, you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that person that said, well, I could have, but I didn't. Let's have the conversation on why you need to make 2022 your year to invest like a boss. Now, when we talk about investing in 2022, we're going to take a look at what happened in 2021 and what's likely going to be happening for the next 5 to 10 years. And it starts with this. Now is the right time to invest, but why? Reason number 1. Real estate prices, they're going to keep increasing. Check this out. Zillow says that despite a projected home value appreciation growth of 19.5% in 2021, home value growth will still end up being around 11% in 2022. I want you to think about this for a second. Wait. What's 20%? What's 11%? What does this mean? Well, let's make round numbers really easy. Let's just call it 10% for this next year. If you have a $300,000 house, 10% is $30,000. How would you like to give yourself a $30,000 raise? And what happens if you own 10 homes that each go up $30,000? That's $300,000. And you know what? That's just the first of many reasons why you want to own real estate, because it's not just that it goes up in value. If you buy it right, it gives you those huge tax benefits. That cash flow is tax-free to you. And you have this thing called passive income, which means that you do the work once and the real estate keeps paying you over and over again. And if you buy enough real estate, that cash flow can start stacking high enough that guess what? You now maybe become financially free, or better, rich.
There you go. Thank you, sir. There you go. Thank you, sir. There you go.
It'll still end up being one of the strongest years in real estate history. Home sales should total 6.35 million, the highest number of homes sold since 2006. You remember before we had the Great Recession of 2008, before the global financial crisis, 2006 was one of the strongest years of purchasing. We're about to match that all over again. The second reason that you want to invest in real estate in 2022 is so that you can afford fine clothing like this. No, actually, this was a Walmart $20 special. The second real reason is that interest rates are still low. Do you understand that you have a chance to lock in like the cheapest money? I almost call it free money because it is so insane. Those rates are so low that if you buy a property and you rent it out, your cash flow is higher than it normally is because the bank is charging you less for them giving you their money. And you know what? In 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, when rates go back up, whenever that happens, you're gonna say, man, I'm so glad I bought as much real estate as I did when rates were freaking low, because guess what? Those are my rates for as long as I hold on this property. That's my gain, that's my benefit. Speaking of the global financial crisis, I owned this big $2 million house during that last crash. And I had a mortgage on it, and the bank got really worried that so many of those high-end homes had been defaulting, they didn't want me to default. So they literally offered just to change my rate. I submitted my name and breathed on a piece of paper to prove that I was alive, and they dropped my rate so low that it literally cut my payment in half. It was so cool. Ever since that time, I've really valued that whenever rates are low, you better be buying all of the real estate that you possibly can, because you're gonna benefit for year after year after year on all of that cash flow. It literally goes straight into your pocket instead of the bank's. Interest rates are still low, but they will start to climb in 2022. The Federal Reserve announced in September that it will hold the federal funds rate at its target range of 0% to 0.25% until labor market conditions show progress and the long-term inflation outlook increases. The Federal Reserve signaled that it will likely raise rates beginning in 2022. The Fed indicated that Americans could expect 3 more rate hikes before 2023. That means that if you can buy real estate, you should buy real estate, because I want you to think about this. You might be like, should I get a house now or should I wait a year? Well, let's wait 9 months. You wait 9 months, and all of a sudden, what happens if your interest rate is 0.5% higher or a whole point higher? That may not sound like a lot, but let me tell you right now that 1 whole percent on a house that's worth a few $100,000, guess what? That adds up to something called taking cash flow right out of your pocket and just giving the money to the bank instead of putting it in your pocket. Right now, with low rates right now, we might go into a period for the next 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years. We may never see rates get this low again. And if we don't, you're gonna kick yourself and say, dang it, like real estate was going up in value, the banks made it easy to borrow, and guess what? I didn't, and I really wish that I should have. Don't be one of those that has resolutions and doesn't act on it. And by the way, if you know that you're meant to be a financially free real estate investor but haven't really made progress on that journey, you gotta click the link below. Learn about mentoring with me, getting a free game plan. Look at all the free resources that I create. And above all, make sure that you're a subscriber. You know why? Because I'm here to help you awaken that financial genius and achieve that financial freedom. But the third reason, and maybe the most important reason for you to get in on real estate right now, is we are at the begin of a decade-long trend where the investor will be awarded for providing houses to people who are renting. The third reason, demand for rentals is on the rise. It is increasing. What does that mean? If you're looking into real estate to make big money through rental properties, 2022 could be your year. Rising home values will impact the rental market and price a large share of home buyers out of the market. Until real estate inventory opens up and pricing stabilizes, a mortgage may be too expensive for many individuals. Many would-be home buyers may find that they can't save for hefty down payments. In other words, prices are going up, and there's this idea where when the market experiences a lot of change, a lot of people get nervous, they get scared, they hold on to the money. We're literally sitting, I think, at like a 50-year high on savings rates. Like, people have more money in the bank than ever before, and that's because they're kind of wanting to wait and see what's gonna happen with this whole post-pandemic era of this new world that we're living in. When there's uncertainty, people tend to freeze. That can't be you, my friend. The reason why you're a subscriber here on this channel is so I can empower you and help you have confidence in the facts. And I'm sharing them right now. 2022 is going to be one of the most boss years for you to be investing in real estate based on these 3 reasons alone. You know what? I like bonuses. And today I'm going to give you a 4th reason. Come here. This is a bonus that makes real estate investing a little hack that makes it crazy easy next year. You see, real estate involves finding really good deals in the best markets, dealing with property managers, getting homes rented out, getting them fixed up, collecting rents. Frankly, it can be a headache, which is what keeps people really out of the game. But what if I told you that I had an excess of properties that I was buying, and that if you had some money lying around in 401ks or IRAs or home equity, and you wanted to partner with me, you put up the money for the down payments, and I'll do all the work, and we'll split everything 50-50? Does that sound too good to be true? I got news for you. I've done it with hundreds of people over the last 20 years. Partnering is one of my favorite things to do in real estate because it creates a real win-win. I love real estate. I got a team of 200 experts. It's what we're bred to do and we do all day long. You might say, yo, Kris, I'm a little bit more of a hands-off kind of investor. I would love to get in the game, but you know what? Honestly, it looks like a whole lot of work. What if I could remove that work? There's a link below where you can learn about partnering with me. Get educated on it, see what it looks like. Literally, you and I come together, we form an entity, kind of like a business marriage. You help supply the funds, maybe the credit. I can even work around credit if you don't have it, and then my team will do the rest. We'll make it fully turnkey. If you think that you stopped last year from getting in the game as heavy as you wanted because of all that work, let me show you how to outsource it intelligently. Let me show you how to win huge in real estate without putting your time into it or without doing the heavy lifting or going through a learning curve. If you want to skip all of that, then literally skip to the bottom of this video, click the link below, learn about partnering, talk to a member of my team, and in the end, if you decide to partner, you're getting my cell phone, we're connecting, and we're gonna freaking go out there and do the only thing I know how to do, dominate. Kris, we missed the window, man. We missed the window. Like, real estate went up 20% last year. We missed the window. What if I told you that you haven't missed the window and that we haven't seen anything yet? And it would be foolish to think that because even Dave Ramsey agrees that over the next decade, prices are going to keep going up and there's science to show it. And if you don't believe me, I want you to watch this video right here and let me actually show you how prices are going to keep going up so that you can correct that mindset and take action the way you need to be right now. The second reason to own real estate in 2022 is so you can afford fine jackets like this. No, that's not it. It's so that, yeah.